Good evening. I'm Russ Sperling, Director of Visual and Performing Arts for San Diego Unified School District, and I'd like to welcome you to the 2021 Spotlight Awards virtual presentation. The VAPA Spotlight Awards celebrate our vision of transforming lives through the arts across San Diego Unified. These awards highlight outcomes that are aligned with the goals of VAPA's strategic plan adopted by the Board of Education in 2016. Awardees were nominated through an open call by district VAPA stakeholders, including teachers, parents, community art partners, administrators, and students. Winners were selected by a committee that represents classroom teachers, VAPA leaders, the VAPA Advisory Council, and the VAPA Foundation. Every recipient tonight will receive a plaque and a printed program that we will deliver to you at your school site. I'm pleased to announce that the VAPA Foundation is sponsoring $250 scholarships for the 10 student award recipients. We certainly regret that we are unable to present these items to you in person. We wish that this ceremony could be a moment when our district's arts community could gather together and celebrate all of your accomplishments in person. But as you know, we're not quite there yet. However, we're going to capitalize on what we do have, and we do have the ability this evening to hear from each of our recipients via a video that we have asked them to submit to us. You can also learn about their accomplishments via the program, which is accessible at our website, sandiegounified.org/VAPA. And in fact, we hope that you'll go there now so you can follow along in the program as we move through this presentation. We in the Visual and Performing Arts Department are so very proud of the amazing work that has been done by these students, teachers, a parent, and 2 arts organizations, especially the incredible creativity that has emerged during the pandemic. On behalf of Superintendent Cindy Martin, members of the School Board of Trustees, VAPA staff, VAPA Advisory Council, and the board of the VAPA Foundation, I congratulate all of you on your accomplishments. And thank you for your dedication to transforming lives through the arts. So let's get started. Our first category is Rising Star. Rising Star is an individual organization that deserves honor and recognition for their recent emergence and future promise in the arts. In the Rising Star category, we have 3 students: Jellaiysha Austin, a student at SCPA, Nicholas Caldwell, another student at SCPA, and Hillary Hampton, a student at Point Loma High School. We have 2 teachers, Geneva McCoy, a teacher at Morse High School, and Erin Roberts, a teacher at Hancock Elementary and Golden Hill K-8. Let's hear from them.
Hi, I would first like to thank VAPA for awarding me the Rising Star Award. I am very grateful that you guys would even consider me. I would also like to thank my technical theater teacher, Ms. Steiner, for giving me so many great opportunities to improve and prosper in the arts. I would also like to thank Ms. Cynthia Bloodgood because she was really my first technical theater teacher at SCPA who showed me different ways to prosper. She also pushed me to try other things other than costuming, and that's how I landed on the soundboard. I would also like to thank my mom for taking me to long rehearsals, for dropping what she has to do to pick me up from rehearsals and bringing me food during rehearsals, and always being there to support me whenever I needed it.
Hi, my name is Nick Caldwell. I am a jazz saxophonist from SDSCPA, and I am a recipient of this year's Student Spotlight Award. I'm here to talk pretty briefly about Gilbert Castellanos, who's been a major influence on my playing, as well as me as a person. I've known Gil about 5 years now, and I've gotten to work with him in a number of settings, both in and out of the music world. Gilbert, aside from being one of the great jazz musicians, great jazz trumpeters of today, is an amazing educator, setting up various organizations over the years based solely around jazz education. His most recent endeavor has been the Young Lions Jazz Conservatory, which I'm very happy to be a member of. I'm a member of the New Soil Ensemble within the conservatory, and we've gotten to play at a number of jazz festivals here in San Diego as well as around the country, and we've won multiple awards, largely due to Gilbert's influence on all of our playings and being a great leader of the group. Gil is always pushing us to be better musicians and better people, and I thought it would only be right to honor him and give him a little shout out as a result of me winning this award. So thank you, Gil.
Hello, my name is Hillary Hampton. On the first day of kindergarten at Loma Elementary, I was nervous and shy. However, I gradually learned to come out of my shell, and music was the main reason why. I love to sing. To this day, on the way to school in the car, I warm up my voice to a Beyonce or Whitney Houston song. The arts have transformed me by allowing me to be more open with my emotions and more comfortable with myself. Whether I'm singing, dancing, or playing one of my 9 instruments, there is nowhere I would rather be than on the stage. Putting on a show is a huge undertaking, and I'd like to thank everyone from teachers to parents to coaches and stage managers that have helped me in these last 11 years of my life. I will continue on this path in the future as I prepare to apply to NYU or Juilliard in an effort to see my name in lights on Broadway. I've truly come to love the arts and appreciate them, starting with my first talent show and continuing with a featured role within the district's honor theater program. I believe that visual and performing arts are needed by all, and as such, I sit on the VAPA Advisory Council as a student representative of San Diego. I want to make sure future generations have the opportunity to enjoy performing as much as I do. I played recognizable places like Hard Rock, the House of Blues, but I will always remember seeing Tomorrow from the Broadway hit musical Annie for a standing room only crowd at Loma Elementary. Each and every performance has molded me into the performer I am today. Visual and performing arts are the reason that my future shines so bright. Thank you so much for this amazing honor.
Hello, my name is Geneva McCoy. So I've been involved in the arts essentially all of my life. My mom is a painter, so growing up, I would be in galleries all the time or sit in as a subject for people learning how to paint. But my most impactful memory with the arts was at a time when I was struggling how to read. I ended up coming home and my grandparents had bought me a VHS tape of the Little Mermaid sing-along songs. Now, I love the Little Mermaid. I loved the Little Mermaid. I literally broke the VHS tape watching it back to back for hours on end. My brothers and sisters hated me because I hogged the TV. So I was highly motivated to learn the lyrics to those songs. So I would sit there and I would learn the songs by following the bouncing ball on the sing-along songs until I nailed it. Like I got them perfectly. I learned all the words. So my grandparents had unintentionally got me this VHS that ultimately led to me learning how to read better, and grew a passion in both reading stories, fictional stories, and in music, to which it led to me pursuing a career in teaching English, and as well as, attending university and learning more about music in general. So ultimately, the arts have been this catalyst for my individual growth and this bridge to essentially my studies.
Hello, my name is Erin Roberts. I teach music and drama at Hancock Elementary School and Golden Hill K-8, and I'm honored and humbled to accept the Rising Star Award. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my students for showing up every day, bringing a positive attitude to class, and delighting me with their creativity and hard work. I'd like to thank my 2 principals, Irene Hightower and Steve Elizondo, for hiring me last fall and giving me this opportunity, and to my colleagues at both schools who have made me feel welcome and included. I'd like to thank Laura Williams, Ann Fennell, and Marjorie Traeger, VAPA Music and Theater resource staff, for all of their support and guidance throughout this first year. I definitely couldn't have done it without you. Thank you to the VAPA department as a whole for advocating endlessly for the arts and for creating such a well-supported structure for teachers like me to succeed. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my family and specifically my husband, Lorenz, for all of his encouragement. As we unexpectedly became office mates this year, he has intimately experienced both the good and difficult parts of my job, and he has cheered me on the whole way. Thank you to everyone, and I look forward to many more years of guiding our San Diego Unified students to excellence in the arts.
Our next category is artistic achievement. This individual or organization deserves honor and recognition for superior artistry, exceeding expectations, and dedication to craft and the arts. We have 2 students in this category awarding tonight: Allum, a student at SCPA, and Alexis Horne, a student at Green Elementary School.
I came into this quarantine with the great presumptions that working from home would make my life a lot easier. That mindset didn't last long, however, and just like many others, I quickly began to realize just how taxing self-isolation would become. I lost the motivation to excel in schoolwork, maintain social relations, and even to get out of bed. As I stumbled out of school into summer, I was hit by a multitude of summer dance intensives, allowing me the realization that I was withering away. Through dance, I saw myself recovering, reinventing myself in the process, for it was my love for the art form that kept me going. By clinging to dance as a lifeline, I saw myself rediscovering who I was and striving forward towards the future that I desire. By using my art form as a conduit for self-expression, I find myself persevering throughout this pandemic. Thank you.
I'm so very excited to have received this award. So many people have supported me in becoming the musician I am today. I'd like to thank my friends, Claudia and Kiana, for listening to my music and giving me advice on how to improve. I'd like to thank my brothers, Samuel and Hayden, for listening to me even when I wasn't that great. I'd like to thank my parents for introducing me to the music I so love today. I'd like to thank my grandparents for the loving words of support and kindness. I'd like to thank my Aunt Christina, my Uncle Ken, and my Aunt Kelsey for inspiring me to write my music. And I'd like to thank all of my music teachers, especially my piano teacher, Vanessa Reed, for teaching me how to accompany my lyrics with piano, and Miss Ladow for teaching me how to play the ukulele and nominating me for this award. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Our next category is artistic growth. This individual or organization deserves honor or recognition for exceptional progress, perseverance, and remarkable growth in artistic development. We have 2 students awarded in this category tonight: Doyle Ubel, a student at Creative Performing Media Arts Middle School, or CPMA, and Gloria Park, a student at Serra High School.
Hi, my name is Allison Doyle, and first I just want to say thank you for this award. It means so much, and it was such a surprise when I got it, so thank you. When I was around 7, I remember clearly my mom telling me about this theater after school program, and we'd done like skits in class, you know how you do that sometimes in school. So I was really excited, and I was like, yeah, totally, that'll be fun. And I think by the 3rd rehearsal is when I really fell in love with performing and singing and dancing and acting, and just the arts in general. It was a really good experience for me, and from then on I did more theater. I did that program every year, and in 5th grade I decided to go to CPMA, which was probably the best decision of my life, really. I love CPMA. I love that I get to sing and dance and do everything that I love. The arts have helped me and changed me so much, and I just love them. So thank you again for this award. I'm Allison Doyle.
Thank you so much to everyone in the VAPA Foundation for selecting me to receive the VAPA Spotlight Artistic Growth Award this year. I'd also like to thank everyone who nominated me in the Serra Music Department for this award, and to take this time to express my gratitude for the people that have supported me throughout my growth as a musician. I'd like to thank my parents for allowing me to take piano lessons and encouraging me to be in orchestra, my siblings for inspiring me to pick up the piano again and introducing me to a whole new world of music, my friends and fellow classmates for garnering such a wonderful community for me to take part of, helping me gain confidence in my playing. And finally, Mr. Fiedler, as well as all my other teachers and instructors, for not only taking the time to provide me a space to practice, but also giving me the many chances and opportunities
to learn and improve as a musician. I'm truly grateful to have received everyone's support throughout these years, and I promise to continue my growth and journey through the arts no matter where it might take me. Thank you.
Our next category tonight is Artistic Innovation. This individual organization deserves honor and recognition for taking risks, seeking new approaches, and working at the cutting edge in the arts. We're awarding 3 teachers tonight. Patrick Garcia, teacher at Scripps Ranch High School. Matthew Mulvaney, a teacher at Mesa High School. Summer Williams, a teacher at CPMA Middle School. And 1 community arts organization, transcenDANCE.
Hello, my name is Patrick Garcia, and I teach theater and technical theater at Scripps Ranch High and director of the SRHS Falcon Playhouse. I was recently asked, how have the arts helped you thrive or survive during this pandemic? To answer that, I take you back to March 12th, 2020, right before our second week of performances of Grease. Students were abuzz backstage, preparing everything for our show. The week before, our shows were sold out, so there was the so familiar pre-show excitement and jitters. At the same time, there was a dark cloud and whispers of the possibility of school closing down and our show being canceled. Despite that possibility, everyone was doing their jobs, getting everything ready. Then the news came. I was officially told we would not be able to perform that night and the rest of our run. I called the actors and technicians over and broke the sad news to them. But despite not being able to perform, I knew I had to do everything I could to try to keep that spark, that excitement, that passion for doing live theater alive for them and me. So I gathered my student theater board and we laid out a plan for the remainder of that school year as well as the year to come. And with support of students and parents, we moved forward with our plans. We held virtual auditions for actors and gathered technicians to finish out our 2019-2020 season by producing our show Twilight Zone, which was pre-recorded and streamed over our Facebook page, followed by our annual theater banquet and Golden Patty Awards to end the school year. During this school year, we moved forward with implementing our full season of virtual productions. The students and I worked together to find a way to create live performance experiences. We went from our first pre-recorded show of Twilight Zone to streaming our live performance of Almost Maine, which each actor performed from their own homes using virtual backgrounds created by my technicians to make it look as though they were in the same place. With the success of that show, we went on to perform 10-2, which we just closed before spring break. And now, we're looking at tackling something bigger and more ambitious, a full-blown musical. I don't know how it's going to work out. I just know I have a group of students who are willing to follow a wild-eyed theater teacher on this adventure. As I keep telling them, the only thing that can stop us from creating theater is for us to decide not to create it. I don't know about you, but I can't stop doing theater and creating art. So are you, Ann?
This year has certainly been a challenging one for students, teachers, and families. But at Mesa High School, I'm really thankful. We have a wonderful group of students who's willing to adapt, they're willing to evolve, and they're willing to try new things. As a result, they've explored some new opportunities. We've mashed up Beethoven and Jaco Pastorius. Other students performed in a collaborative orchestra alongside students from nearly 50 other high schools. And now this spring, our students are working with a violin coach from the Los Angeles Philharmonic and a cello coach from Chicago. In the midst of this really uncertain time, I am thankful to have the chance to work with such a wonderful group of young musicians and young people. I know that together we will persevere and we will get through this uniquely challenging moment. And I can't think of a better group of students to do it with. So to students in Mesa High School, thank you so much. You are very, very much appreciated.
Good evening. I would like to say thank you to the VAPA Foundation for this acknowledgement. I'm so appreciative. And to all of the fellow educators and students that I work with every day, thank you so much for all of your influence in my life as an educator. This year has been interesting, but I'm just so appreciative of the time that I've got to spend with my students and build these very unique relationships this year, and of all the innovation that's happened in our classrooms, virtually or in person. Just so many different things that we've been able to come up with and problems we've been able to solve. And I do feel like I'm stronger for it and more knowledgeable for it. And I have so many great new things to bring to what I teach and how I teach it. And so for that, I'm so excited about where we go from here. And I'm just so happy with all the hard work my students have put in and the success that I see in their own lives and in their own learning. It just is so fulfilling. So thank you again for this award, and thank you to all of the students and the colleagues who helped to make my life as an educator so much fun and just so fulfilling. Thank you.
Our next category is creative community engagement. This individual organization deserves honor and recognition for their exemplary collaboration and inclusive practice, raising community arts awareness and developing strong community relationships through the arts. We have 2 teachers in this category tonight: Annette Barcelona, a teacher at SCPA, Grzenia, teacher at Sherman Elementary School. We have a parent in this category, Maki Hagan, a parent at Crown Point Junior Music Academy, and a community arts organization, the San Diego Symphony.
Globally, the pandemic has affected all aspects of our lives. The performing arts field has suffered immensely, as many other industries have. The impact on dance for me has been so heartbreaking. Forcing all dancers to continue training from home brought forth many obstacles. And one of the most painful aspects was the feeling of isolation, not realizing how much our individual artistic pursuit relies on the energy of the community inside the studio space. The main silver lining I found in the past year for me was the ability to reconnect with past colleagues and dance professionals from coast to coast virtually. Many of these incredible artists and friends donated their time to teach classes, host Q&As, and continued to inspire myself and my community at SDS-CPA. In a time of isolation, you would expect greater distance to form and connection to be lost. However, I found that the outpouring of generosity in the greater dance community has truly been the thing that has supported my survival in these dark times. I'm so excited to see dance thrive in the next chapter as we all return with more gratitude and resilience to inspire and ignite change in the world.
I'd like to thank my high school music teacher, Mr. Greenhouse. He was an incredible man, an incredible talent, and he had an impact on my life like you wouldn't believe. I hope I can do the same for my students. I'd like to thank my first student teacher ever, Melody, for her support this year, even though I'm supposed to be guiding her. But we clicked as artists, and it has been a joy to watch her work with my Sherman Lions, because hello, everyone, it's music time. I'd like to thank the VAPA department and staff and all the other arts educators in San Diego County for their resources and support, especially so these past 400 days. And finally, I'd like to thank the Sherman staff, my students past, present, and future, and the Sherman community for allowing me to bring VAPA to you. Thank you.
Thank you, VAPA, for recognizing me for this honorable award. And thank you, Crown Point Junior Music Academy, for keeping these great programs. As it is written on the wall over our school, music opens minds. I also would like to say thank you to our wonderful violin teacher, Mr. Steve Lux. Thank you for letting me be a part of your program. In his class, the students are learning not only how to play violin, but also they are learning how to create beautiful sounds by standing correctly, holding it correctly, and taking care of it correctly. These small recipes together create not only beautiful sounds, but their confidence. And their confidence creates their smiles. I'm very thankful that I'm a part of this school. Thank you very much.
Tonight, I'm delighted to accept the VAPA Spotlight Award for Creative Community Engagement on behalf of the musicians of the orchestra and everyone in the San Diego Symphony family that supports our mission of changing lives through music. We are committed to supporting the excellent work of the San Diego Unified School District in their dedication to assure that the arts are part of the curriculum for all students. Over the past several years, we've created an ecosystem of programs sequenced for different age groups, from concerts for the very young, Meet the Music Families chamber programs, instrumental coaching programs for students in band and orchestra, to the high school ambassadors program for job training. We strive to engage and elevate the district students in their musical journey. This year presented such challenges for students to play together in their ensembles. I was once a young music student, and my days began and ended with music making. I could not imagine being isolated from performing with my friends in the high school band. During this pandemic, San Diego Symphony musicians created virtual programs to assure that our students, and indeed students everywhere, could stay connected to music. We presented a virtual concert for young people, Tell Me a Story, The Firebird, and worked with VAPA leadership to produce virtual panels, classes, and workshops. The EPIC conference for middle and high school students this past March was another highlight. Our work would not be possible without the incredible support from the district educators, the VAPA and schools leadership, and the students, parents, and families. With them, we share this Creative Community Engagement Award and recognition, and to them, our deep appreciation.
And our last category tonight is creative leadership. This individual or organization deserves honor and recognition for exemplary work, motivating, guiding, inspiring, and team building in the arts. We have two students in this category tonight. Kate Chasin, a student at Serra High School. Asa Horpayak, a student at Serra High School. We have one teacher, Stephanie Steiner, a teacher at SCPA, and another student, Cheyenne Wright, a student at Mesa High School.
First of all, I'd like to give a sincere thank you to the VAPA department for granting me this award this evening. I am truly honored. I'd also like to thank my band director, Mr. Fiedler, for instilling me with the confidence that I needed to lead the band this school year, and I look forward to working with you again next school year. In addition, I have to thank my cello teacher, Karina, who has patiently taught me for 6 years now, and she has inspired me to continually practice and be proud of my musicianship and artistry. And finally, my parents, for allowing me to stick with music as long as I have and supporting me every single step of the way. Thank you. Very quickly, I just want to say that if music was never in my life, that I would not be the person I am today. I wouldn't have the leadership skills, I wouldn't have the confidence, and so many other profound points in my life. I cannot even begin to express how grateful I am to have had the encouragement to stick with it for all these years. Truthfully, I would not be who I am today without performing arts. So thank you.
The list of people I want to thank is small but mighty. So first, I want to thank Mr. V. Taking your film class freshman year sort of got me back into the world of art where I had previously been lost without it. And so even though the quality of my work wasn't all that stellar, you were still willing to support me and encourage me to do what I was slowly becoming passionate about. So thank you for that. Next, I want to thank Mr. Blocker. Thank you so much for taking a chance on me in my freshman year. I had never done theater before, and your sort of impartialness towards the seniority of giving upperclassmen principal roles had given me the inspiration to keep going, even when I was just so new to the world of theater. It really inspired me, so thank you for that. Mr. Fiedler, thank you so much for supporting me and encouraging me into the world of music. Unlike theater and film, I didn't quite get the hang of the music world very quickly, and so at times when I sort of felt maybe hopeless or lost, you were there with endless support that encouraged me to realize I was fully capable of learning this new concept that I'd never tried before.
So at the end of every school year, the last song I play for the kids is For Good from Wicked. And the reason for that is the lyrics, because they talk about how we are meant to learn from those who help us most to grow. And I'm kind of paraphrasing there because I get sentimental thinking about it. But it's true, because at the end of the year, when I look out in my classroom and I see every one of the faces, I know that every single one of them has taught me something. And that is the thing that drives me the next year to be better. It's the thing that drives me to do what I do to reach even more. And it's just that reminder that, you know, whether they're in my classroom for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, I'm going to learn from them, and I'm going to see art through their eyes in a way that I've never seen it before. And they're going to teach me something that I didn't know. And I'm going to learn how to hold a violin bow because I have a musician who wants to show me the violin bow. Or I'm going to learn what a pas de bourrée is because a kid will think it's funny to try to show me how to do a dance step. And I will learn from them every single year something new. And they help me, they make me grow, and they keep me fresh, and they keep my eyes open. And I see art so wonderfully because of 100, 200 pairs of eyes each year that say, hey, look at it this way, Steiner, look at it this way. That's the coolest part.
Hello everyone, I'm Cheyenne Wright, and I wanted to thank my mom, my dad, and Mrs. McDonald for helping me get to where I am within the arts. Art has helped me survive through this pandemic by showing me ways to relieve stress, be happy, and connect with others within the art world. I think that within art, I was able to be myself and show how I feel during the pandemic. Thank you.
Wow, it was great to hear from all those award winners tonight. It's so amazing to hear your story from your own voice. Thank you so much for sharing. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in tonight and for supporting arts education in San Diego Unified School District, where we know it's the arts that transform lives. Thank you very much for joining us, and keep supporting the arts. Good night.